This is just a sample of the audiobook. To get the complete audiobook, access the link posted in the first comment.
It's fair-minded people. Chapter 1. Land and People. Geographical snapshot. New Zealand is situated approximately 1,600 kilometres off the southeast coast of Australia, across the Tasman Sea. Its landmass is slightly bigger than that of the UK, approximately 268,680 square kilometres, while its population is just over 4.5 million compared to the UK's 63 million. Put another way, in New Zealand there are only 16 people to the square kilometre, whereas in the UK there are well over 260. 2013. Although the two main islands, the North and South, are well known, the country is in fact an archipelago, with over 700 offshore islands, most of which are very small and within about 50 kilometres of the coast. The North and the South Islands are long and narrow, stretching from latitude 34 degrees to 47 degrees south. Thus, the maximum distance to the sea from any one point is never more than about 130 kilometres, and it is the mighty Pacific Ocean that laps the shores of the 15 to 18,000 kilometres of coastline. Due south of the mainland, as the South Island is often called by New Zealanders, is Stewart Island, or Rakiura, which is about 1,680 square kilometres in area. Around 850 kilometres to the east are the Chatham Islands, which, lying just west of the international dateline, are the first to see the sun rise and to greet the new year. New Zealand's landscape is diverse, from green, gently rolling sheep-scattered hills in the North Island to dramatic snow-capped rocky mountains and lakes in the south. The two main islands are only about 20 kilometres apart, but early visitors felt they were visiting two different countries. Much of the winterless far north's hill country is farmed, although there is a lot of forest cover in the higher areas, which rise to nearly 1,700 metres. In the centre of the island, surrounding Lake Taupo, are a number of volcanoes that have been active for over 1 million years, while nearby to the east are the mud pools and geysers of Rotorua, one of New Zealand's foremost attractions. The South Island is vast, bigger and chillier than the north, and is divided lengthways by the Southern Alps, the highest point of which is Mount Cook at 3,753 metres. Lush rainforests lie to the west, and to the east, where rivers flow from the mountains, lie the extensive farmlands of the Canterbury Plains, which seem to stretch forever. To the south are a number of icy, unbelievably turquoise lakes. This picture-book colour is a natural phenomenon, caused by the incessant friction of ice and water, which grind the pieces of rock into rock flour, the tiny floating particles of which help to reflect light. Different, again, is Stewart Island, which, unlike the North and South Islands, is mostly covered in lush, native vegetation on its gentle, rolling hills. Most of New Zealand's coastline is rocky, but it has a number of bays and harbours, around which New Zealanders and visitors love to sail, particularly on the safer eastern waters around the Bay of Islands, where the many islands form a natural protection against the ocean. Volcanoes and earthquakes. Not without justification is New Zealand referred to as the Shaky Isles. An average year will see thousands of quakes, but only about 200 will be felt. Volcanic activity occurs mostly in the north, although ancient craters follow a line through the country to islands in the sub-Antarctic, nearly 1,600 kilometres away. It must not be forgotten that New Zealand, which was once part of the massive continent Gondwana and separated from Australia around 80 million years ago, is located on the edge of tectonic plates, known as the Pacific Rim of Fire. Volcanic activity has given the country its geological history of rising and collapsing mountains, landslides and the formation of lakes. The Southern Alps, for instance, arose as a result of two huge plates on the Alpine fault.